Hello, this video is about Peregrine Card, which is brought to you by i7 Networks. i7 Networks enables enterprises to say yes to BYOD, bring your own device, by providing an agentless paradigm for discovery and access control. Our premium offering in this space enables an intelligent, non-intrusive, clientless way of detecting all devices that are trying to connect to the corporate network. By the use of proprietary algorithms and sophisticated fingerprinting techniques, we extract highly granular information like device type, device class, operating system, version, user of the device, and a few other parameters. This information is used to provide device based differential access to the corporate assets and to make sure your sensitive data is provided right access to the right device type. Peregrine Guard is an appliance. It sits between the wireless access point and the access switch. As you can see, it's an inline device with a pass-through bridge. It looks at all the network packets transparently and applies the network policies as set by the administrator. Next in this video, we will show you how the detection is done by Peregrine Guard and how we can create a policy and control access to your corporate servers.
We will go through a set of sample policies and see how access control is applied. The first policy would be deny all access to mobile devices. So the action of the rule would be deny, and the source type is all mobile devices, and the destination would be any network. So this is the iPad that we'll be using as a client device, as a client mobile device. Right now we can see that it is connected to i7 net, which is not the test bed, which is not guarded by Peregrine Guard. Now we'll try to connect it to test i7. Test i7 is the wireless access point which is being guarded by Peregrine Guard. We are trying to access Google, but this being iPad is detected as a mobile device, and Peregrine Guard denied access to iPad. And we are trying to access some internal server, that's 192.168.1.31. Peregrine Guard denies access to both internal and external servers. Let's look at the next policy. As per this policy, we deny access to internal resources for all mobile devices, and we allow internet access to guest users on mobile devices. Like any firewall, the rules are like first match. So if there is any device that is matched with the first rule, the action will be applied and further rules won't be checked. So in this policy, the first rule is deny mobile devices internal access. Here internal access is 192.168.1.0 subnet, and access would be denied to this subnet from mobile devices. So the next rule is allow any access to the mobile devices if a guest logs in. So in the first rule, all the access to internal devices is denied. And to the second rule, we give access to external resources from mobile devices when a guest logs in. And the third rule is a catch-all rule where we deny all kinds of access. So right now the user is not a guest, so google.com is not accessible. Now we will try to log in as a guest. Now we logged in as guest. So as per the policy that we applied, we should be able to access Google, but not any internal resources. Yeah, now we can see that we are able to access Google. Now we will try some internal resource. Let's say 192.168.1.31. So as per the applied policy, access should be denied to 1.31. Yeah, you can see that you're not able to open 1.31 from iPad. Let's see the next policy. So in this policy, we are removing the guest from the rule. Here we have allow internet access to guest users when they logged in from mobile devices. So we are removing the guest part here. So deny internal access to mobile devices and allow internet access to all. So the rule looks like this. Deny mobile devices internal access. Allow mobile devices any. So when the same mobile devices try to access internal things, they will be caught by this rule and access will be denied. And when the mobile devices access anything else, that is external resources, access will be allowed. And the third rule is a catch-all deny. So we are trying to log in as a user who is not a guest. So the username is Sachin. And we will try to access both internal and external resources. As per the policy that we applied, we should not get access to any internal resources, but we should be able to browse internet. So we can see that Google works. And we will try to access 1.31, an internal resource. Yeah, you can see that access is being denied to 1.31. Let's look at the next policy. In this policy, we are trying to demo the device detection capability of Peregrine Guard. So here there is a policy that says allow 1.31 access to iOS, and so the device will be recognized as iOS and access will be allowed to 1.31, and deny internal access to mobile devices. So this will be recognized as a mobile device as well, and rest of the internal resources access to rest of the internal resources will be denied, and then allow internet access to all, but we will be able to access external resources. So the first rule would be allow iOS access to 1.31, deny mobile devices access to 1.0. So if you try to access anything other than 1.31, even for iOS, access will be denied. Next rule is allow mobile devices access to any. So if you try to access any external resources, access will be allowed, and internal resources will be caught in this rule. And the last again a catch-all rule to deny everything. So as per this policy, 1.31 is accessible to only iOS devices, and iOS and any mobile device can access internet, but not any other internal resource. So let's check it out. You can see that iPad, being an iOS device, is able to access 1.31, and we'll check some external resource or Google. Yeah, we can see that it can access Google. We'll try to access some other internal resource apart from 1.31. Let's say 192.168. .170. Yeah, we can see that it's not able to access 1.170. So 1.31 is the only internal resource that has given access to iOS. Yeah, we'll try to do the same thing on an Android device. We can see that this is an Android device which is connected to the same testbed, test i7, we'll try to access both 1.31 and some external resource. We can see that it is able to access google.com. So external access is allowed for the Android device. We'll try to access 1.31. So this being an Android device, access to 1.31 should be denied. Yeah, we can see that it's being denied. We'll try to access some other internal resource like 1.170. which will also be denied. Yep. In the next policy, we will demonstrate the detection capability of Peregrine Guard and the distinction between iOS and iPad. So there is a policy that says allow access to 1.15 for iPads and allow access to 1.31 from any iOS device and deny all internal access to mobile devices and allow internet access. So the first rule would be, if it is an iPad, allow access to 1.15, and if it is an iOS device, that is whether it is an iPad or iPhone, doesn't matter, allow access to 1.31 and deny internal access to all the mobile devices, of course except 1.31 to iOS and 1.15 to iPad. And the next rule is allow rest of the access to mobile devices, that is external access, internet access. And the final catch-all rule, deny mobile devices any access. This test we would be using one iPhone and one iPad. Peregrine Guard recognizes both of them as iOS devices and one as iPhone and the other as iPad. Let's start with iPhone. So as per this policy, iOS is allowed to access 1.31. Let's check that out first. 1.31. Yeah. We can see that access to 1.31 is allowed from iPhone. Yeah. So the same iPhone would try to access 1.15, a remote desktop server, and the access should be denied to that. So using this RDP client, we are trying to connect to 1.15 and it's not able to connect. We'll do the same experiment using iPad. First, let's try to access 1.31. You can see that access is allowed. We'll use the same remote desktop client and try to connect to 1.31, I mean 1.15. And we can see that the connection request went through. So to the previous policy, we are prepending one more rule, giving access to 1.15 to managers. So here we are demonstrating one more capability of Peregrine Guard, where it can recognize the user who is logging into a BYOD, and not only the user name, but it detects the role of the user. So in this, there is a rule that says allow access to 1.15 to all the managers, whether he is using iPad or iPhone or anything, it doesn't matter. So in the previous policy, we gave access to only iPads, and we have seen that iPad was able to access but not an iPhone. So in this policy, if a manager logs in using iPad or iPhone, doesn't matter, he should be able to access 1.15. So the rule would be something like this: allow managers access to 1.15. So we have a user in Active Directory with name Srinivas. We will use that user to log in the iPhone, and whose role is manager. So earlier when we used iPhone, access to 1.15 was denied using the remote desktop client. Now we are logging in using the username Srinivas G, who's manager, and let's try to repeat the experiment. Yes, you can see that RDP connection.
Thank you for watching the video. As demonstrated, Peregrine Guard helps enterprises in detecting and controlling BYODs in an agentless and non-intrusive
So the last policy
way
would demonstrate
without invading the
one more
employee's
capability of
privacy.
Peregrine Guard,
For
a
further
location-based
information,
differential access.
please visit our website.
So here there is a rule that says deny access to 1.15 if it is accessed from cafeteria. So here cafeteria is a location which is associated with the test i7 wireless access point that we are using. So the first rule is deny access to 1.15 if somebody accesses it from test i7, the location. Yeah, in the previous experiment, we accessed 1.15 remote desktop server from this iPhone, where the user is a manager. But now this iPhone is getting connected to a test i7, which is in cafeteria. So now access should be denied to this.